To see you all. Hello and welcome. Today, as a special day, I believe a history making day in NCBA CLUSA. Today is our 2024 Volunteer Council Kickoff meeting. Yay. We're so excited to have you here. We are also recording this as we needed to pick a day and time to do this. Not all of our volunteer leaders could be present. So for those who are watching and those who are present here, thank you so much. Thank you so much for signing up. Thank you so much for answering the call. Thank you for your interest in this and in making inclusive economies through cooperatives and supporting the cooperative business model. I am Tamla Blaylock, the Vice President of Cooperative Relations for NCBA CLUSA, and we also have Janae Laura and Maisha Haddon, who are part of our membership team here. You are welcome. You are welcome to continue to ask questions and so forth in the chat. And if you have a burning question, you're welcome to raise your hand and we answer that. So welcome to our 2024 inaugural Volunteer Council Kickoff meeting. So quick introductions and orientation setup. I invite those who are in here to share your name, where you are coming from, and where you are in the world. And if you remember the Volunteer Council, you have been invited to in the chat, so we can see that there. And so you have the conversations going in the chat. So just NCBA CLUSA team members that you are likely to engage with. There's me, Tamla Blaylock. We have our president, CEO, Doug O'Brien. He was on travel and not able to join us today. Again, Janae Laura, her last name is misspelled, so Janae Laura. And our coordinator for membership and sponsorship, Maisha Haddon, who's a consultant working with us a lot. We have Aaliyah Ned, Director of Government Affairs, and Joe Ciracione, who's Coordinator of Government Affairs. We have Virginia Brown and Shirley Gasparo, who work with our Farmer to Farmer, and we're working a lot with the Co-op to Co-op Council. Next, our orientation schedule. So it looks like a lot of topics. I promise you it's going to move faster than it looks if you see 9 things. First, we're going to start with NCBA CLUSA's mission and vision, because all of our volunteer leadership comes from our original governance. The value proposition of volunteers and the purpose of the Volunteer Council. We're going to get a bit in the council description charters, volunteer roles and responsibility, council meeting schedules, and this is overview. We're not going to go through it specifically for every single council. This is just what the council information has in common for the volunteer group. Then we have a Kahoot activity, because there has to be some interesting engagement as we go through it. Can't have me filibustering. That's not fun. Especially if you have to watch it. Oh,
I had a call at 7:30, and so I was at the gym. So I did a high school shower.
Nice. Where do you go to high school shower?
Okay, I think we have some. Just muted, no worries. And then next we have a demo of a virtual demo of Co-op Circle and online communities, because that's where we'll be maintaining our governance documents, and a couple of events, and then back to your Monday. All right, getting started. NCBA CLUSA's mission and vision. So our mission is to advance, develop, and protect the cooperative enterprise. And then our vision is NCBA CLUSA works to build a better world and a more inclusive economy that empowers people to contribute to share prosperity and well-being for themselves and future generations. So all of our volunteer councils are emanating from those 2 principles, both our mission and our vision. The value proposition for volunteers. You have the increased professional network, professional development to give back to your profession. Like, that's what you get out of volunteering. And these are things you may have heard before, but I wanted to extrapolate on that a bit, because so much about volunteer leadership is a main source of professional development and career enhancement for adults. And a lot of people haven't taken the time to unpack that a bit. I did want to do that in our session today. So starting with, unlocking your career growth through professional volunteering. First, enhancing leadership skills. For a lot of us, as we are working, it's about getting, our job done so we can go back to living our lives. What is happening to develop and enhance your leadership skills? And that is a great opportunity you have through volunteer leadership. One, to develop core leadership competencies. Are you really great at finding collaboration with people? Are you really bad at conflict resolution? Are you very strong in communication and finding connections and connecting people through that? Are you awesome at looking at opportunities, that can, threats or weaknesses that can become opportunities? Are you really good at finding solutions? And that's something you will be able to dive deeper into in volunteer leadership role, and also be able to learn those things for yourself. Second, you gain real world experience. That's because it's volunteer does not mean it's not a valuable skill. It means that it's part of you're investing your time into an organization and adventure, and the time is the most valuable asset that we have. So you are gaining real world experience, and those are things that you can, as we will talk about later, add to your resume and LinkedIn. And then also very importantly, you're building confidence and authority. It's if you have dabbled in something but haven't realized that at this point you have developed an expertise, this is where you're getting confirmation of that. Or if you have very strong skill sets, you're building to expertise, it's more opportunities to express and practice that, which is pretty awesome. Next, expand your professional networks. Here you're able to not only connect with industry leaders in your co-op sector, but also across the cooperative sectors, which is really awesome. So you're broadening it among what might be immediately accessible to you day to day at work. Broadening your professional horizons. So not only are you talking about leaders across cooperative sectors, but also in different jobs and functions, to get to know more what people do, particularly if it's something different than you do, and hearing more about that, and also how that relates to how you are achieving the goals of your respective volunteer councils. And then also create long-lasting relationships and bonds. I'd say most of my adult friends have come from being involved in a trade association like NCBA CLUSA, and particularly for those who I have volunteered with. I'd say I even went to Paris with one of those people like a couple of years ago. So it's opportunity to make bonds and new friends and also new connections. Even professional friends, are still friends. So that's a really awesome opportunity as well. Okay. Mouse is mousing. There you go. Come back to me. Develop new skills. So technical skills, and soft skills, learning, particularly communication, which used to be focused as a soft skill. It's now, I would say, a hybrid skill. That is a great one to have. Learning how to reach people. I'll practice what I call the difference between the golden rule and the platinum rule. The golden rule is to treat people how you want to be treated. And the platinum rule is learning how to treat people how they want to be treated, and the ability to master the nuance between the two is an amazing, I believe, both technical and soft skill communication. The next, increase adaptability, because again, we're engaging with people, particularly as volunteers. So this is like around their work and professional schedules. So learning how to adapt in a host of different environments and perhaps even confined timing is another great and important skill. So strategic volunteering, a pathway to career advancement or enhancement, whether it is to go entrepreneurial, it's to, take a sabbatical, to retire, go part-time, or to, if you're looking to grow, among the traditional ranks. Again, you're gaining valuable experience. You should document this experience, what on your CV, LinkedIn, resume, etc. It's an opportunity for you to stand out to co-ops who are searching for board members, because a lot of co-ops have boards, and a lot of that comes from connection within those internal networks of those nominating committees. So that's a great opportunity there. And then also opportunity for you to highlight transferable skills. If there's something you're doing as a volunteer leader that you may not be able to do in your day job, then this is a wonderful opportunity to enhance and amplify the great work and all of your skills, knowledge, skills, and abilities. Gain industry recognition. Now, some of us are humble. The thing is, if we don't share our successes, it's very difficult for those to recognize their successes, particularly if they need those successes and what they're doing, whether on their board or on their team. So it's also a great opportunity to showcase your passion and commitment to the co-op industry, particularly working across sector, and have that more celebrated. And we do deserve to earn honors and recognitions for the great work that we do. Not all of it has to be done in secret. And that's also how we celebrate and amplify the cooperative business model, by showing the great works that are happening within it. And also explore new career paths. Volunteering is a great way to, if you have maybe some interest in other areas, and that's an area in which you're volunteering on the council, it's a great opportunity to consider if you want to take your career on a different path. Volunteering is a great entry point to try that out. So, test drive new roles, discover hidden talents that you hadn't been using. And again, all talents and expertise are marketable. So that is a great discovery period for you as well as a volunteer leader. So definitely so much is gained through volunteer leadership. And that's why I believe it really is on the forefront of adult professional development. So now we've gone through very quickly the benefits and the ROI of volunteering. I do want to pause to see if anyone got any insights or highlights or anything that they want to respond to from that show of the benefits of volunteer leadership. I don't see that talked about often. I definitely want to make sure that we covered that here today. So pause to see if there are any reactions or anything anyone wants to share after experiencing that. Okay, I will take a thumbs up. Thank you, Jill. All right, fantastic. We'll keep it moving. So the purpose of our volunteer councils is to identify and support and develop several programs and resources that help for moving the cooperative industry forward, which is happening with these different councils. So now, my favorite thing, let's get to playing a game. See how ready you are to volunteer. Now, I did used to teach high school. This is not a recap of what I just said. This is all actually about the industry of volunteering. And if you are an attendee of the Co-op Circle Happy Hours, you are familiar with our love of Kahoot. So if you go to your mobile device or create another screen on your computer and go to www.kahoot.it, and then you put in our game pin, which is 626-4268. Then you can get signed up to play our game. And I am going to do this too, because I did not create these questions, so I don't know the answer. So we will play along together. Okay, and I see you all are populating that area now. So go to www.kahoot.it and then import in that code. And I believe it will ask you the game pin, and then it will ask you for a nickname. All right, so I will do that. Get a player identifier in here. Looks like we have a good group. So let me type this in the chat so I can switch windows. For a moment, I put the information in the chat so I can switch windows and we can start the Kahoot game. I see you all populating it. This is very exciting. I will say the only prize will be just bragging rights on this one.
No cabbage cheese?
No cabbage cheese here. Thank you for asking. You miss 100% of shots you don't take. No cabbage cheese on this one. All right, about 30 more seconds, and then we will get started with the game. Let's see, we have pretty good attendance on here, very competitive group. See a lot of zip code, well, not only zip codes and time zones represented. Okay. Let's go ahead and get, oh, you know, I didn't put a nickname. All right. All right, let's get started. Oh, so remember with Kahoot, the points go by having the correct answer and getting to the answer in the shortest period of time. Okay, there we go. Volunteer Council Kickoff, June 2024 is exciting already. 2, 1, let's start. Oh, we have a poll. Why did you decide to become a volunteer for NCBA CLUSA Council? Get back, grow your community, professional development. All right. Okay, we have a bit of a mix. Business development, give back is a big one. Professional development was no one, but grow your community, 50%. Look at this group. The great was this one. This was just a entrance into it, a palate cleanser. There's no right answer, wrong answer. All those answers are correct. All right, first quiz question. Where does the word volunteer originate from? England, Spain, France, or Denmark? Where does the word volunteer originate from? England, Spain, France, or Denmark? Okay, we have 12 people saying France, 5 England, 5 Denmark, 1 for Spain. Looks like the correct word was France. Let's see what the scoreboard looks like. Okay, so we have Peter and CAS tied for a league, and like Sin, you're like just 1 point off. That's very close, very close. All right, we're ready. True or false? Your volunteer organization can't ask you to sign a confidentiality agreement as you aren't an official employee. Is this true or false? Your organization can't ask you to sign a confidential agreement as you aren't officially an employee. I have to give it up to the team. So we have 18 saying false. False is correct. Sin is taking the lead. Timing and accuracy. We have MWM in second place, RGV, and Lisa and Peter still on the board, but things change quickly. So let's see what happens in the next question. Yes, there you can be asked to sign a confidentiality agreement. Quiz. What is the name of the largest volunteer organization in the world, founded in 1865 and is known for its work in disaster relief? Red Cross, Habitat for Humanity, Big Brothers Big Sisters, or Salvation Army? No, it's disaster work. Let's see. Okay, a lot of people in there have American Red Cross. Okay, oh, Hazel May is the highest climber. Well done, Hazel May. See, Sin, I see you're up there. You're number 2, you're holding on. I'm glad there isn't cabbage cheese, or you probably wouldn't play. All right, next. Quiz. Multi-select. Ooh. What are 2 key responsibilities of a volunteer council member? Attend all council meetings, engage in co-op community on council work, share your knowledge and experience on applicable council projects and initiatives, correspondence with volunteer leaders and staff on changes in availability. One of them could be correct, all of them could be correct. What are we thinking? They were all right answers. And definitely share your knowledge and expertise on applicable council projects and initiatives. Our key priority as engaged with the co-op community and the council work. We want all of this, but I love where your priorities are flowing. This is great. This is a wonderful group of volunteers. So Sin and what maybe Hazel May, Rob, and this Beyonce character telling you people are hilarious. Let's see what happens next. In a co-op, what term is used to describe members contributing their time and skills voluntarily to support a co-op? Type your answer. What term is used? Fill in the blank. Well, this is a trick question, but let's see. We have 11 more seconds. In co-op, what term is used to describe members contributing their time and skills voluntarily to support a co-op? What is Oh, correct answer is volunteering, give back, and collaborate with peers. So 3 people got that. Sin says top of the board. We have RGV is number 2, MWM in there, Peter, and then Hazel May has us on a streak. You go, Hazel May. We see you. We appreciate you. Sin, she's holding on. All right, 2 more questions. What month is Volunteer Appreciation Month? February, April, July, or December? These are good questions. It is April. Okay, I felt like I saw something. So let's see who got that. Oh, word cloud. What is one lesson, experience, or skill you would like to gain while serving as an NCBA CLUSA volunteer? And after we answer this, we'll find out who's in our leaderboard. So what is one lesson, experience, or skill you would like to gain while serving as an NCBA CLUSA volunteer? Connection, co-op development, growth, strategic planning, examples of good cooperatives, meet more cooperators, learn from others, collaboration is huge. Look at all this P6 energy. Communication, learn how to engage, networking, leadership, skill sharing, communication, connections. Wonderful. It's wonderful. So awesome. So are we ready to see the leaderboard? We see you, Cindy. We know you're ready. Okay. Let's see who it's going to be. Here's the podium. In 3rd place, Sin. Ooh, 2nd place, Hazel May. Look at that. And number 1 is MWM. Who is MWM? You're welcome. Mark. Well done, Mark. See that you take volunteer leadership very seriously, as do all of you. I hope that you all enjoyed that. In general, in terms of the experience and also what is important for us in NCBA CLUSA, of course, we want to do the work. Of course, we definitely want to achieve the goal. However, how we get about doing that, it should be enjoyable. It should be collaborative in that space, and it doesn't always need to feel like work. It should be a lot of fun. Thank you so much to Maisha and Janady for putting it together, because as you saw, I also did not know the answer to all of those questions. But before we get back to our PowerPoint, did anyone learn anything different or anything new from playing our Kahoot game? You could type it in the chat or you can share it. Didn't know if volunteering was a French word. Yes, same, Sarah. Learning that. The oldest volunteer organization was the Red Cross. Yeah, where the word volunteer came from. Like that surprised me is there. All right. All right, getting back into okay. So our volunteer councils, we have the co-op to co-op council. We will get into their mission, the cooperative development council, the marketing council, the member engagement council, purchasing council, and the P6 ambassador council. We also have an ad hoc council as demand was pretty high, and we wanted to make sure that we were able to find spots for everyone. So I am not going to read all of this. I will share this afterwards, just to get a sample of what the different councils are operating from. We have the co-op to co-op council, and so the co-op to co-op council is a council that's working a lot with more team members, and the focus is our co-op development program specifically for right now, which is our farmer to farmer program, and that is a program that we work in coordination with USAID or these farmer to farmer opportunities in the assignments that NCBA CLUSA has. And what we want to do is expand the reach of those who volunteer for these opportunities. So the council's job is focus is to amplify the NCBA CLUSA farmer to farmer opportunities to increase the applicant pool and diversify it so we can see more support from across the sectors for that. Also definitely love to see it among our member and stakeholder community. And there are assignments that are not only agriculturally based, that also builds with business skills like marketing, communications, finance, operations, it goes on. So one, when you let them know that there's a diversity of opportunities there in the NCBA CLUSA farmer to farmer assignments, and to increase the reach of those who are aware of these opportunities and apply for them. So that is the co-op to co-op council. We have the co-op development council. This council, the co-chairs had a survey and focus group go out to look at what are best needs that can be addressed by this council. And it's really focusing on a couple areas of cooperative development where the council can make some impact. So for those, you are very focused on what can be done to enhance our broader and larger cooperative development platforms and organizations. That is the focus of this council. Next, we have the marketing council. And going back to NCBA CLUSA's mission to amplify one of the cooperative business model, it's looking at what are ways in which a multi-sector cooperative group can support the amplification of the cooperative business model. Every year, October is National Co-op Business Month, where there's a focus on cooperatives. That's also when the NCBA CLUSA Impact Council is. So one of the yearly goals of this council will be to work with our director of communications and PR to help develop the marketing message. Thank you, Lee. We're glad that you're able to join us to develop the marketing council meeting. I mean, the marketing theme for our co-op month every October. And also this year and next year, this marketing council will also be working with NCBA CLUSA staff as we are developing ways to amplify the 2025 year of the co-op. So that is our marketing council. Our member engagement council actually started off under a different name. And that I called it PS2, Platform Startup and Small Councils. And through time, we saw that there was a need to, again, work across sector on what was working in member engagement, what is evolving in member engagement, and what are opportunities that are needed in member engagement. Because member engagement is, all co-ops have members, co-ops serve their members, and is a community of members. And looking for what are great practices and trends that we can share across sector, and also like what are things that also can be amplified to the cooperative community from the Member Engagement Council. So we are very excited of the work that is coming out of there. We have a purchasing council, and this council is a bit unique in that in the cooperative world in the United States, a lot of sectors have a sector-specific association. So for worker co-ops, it's U.S. Federation of Worker Co-ops. For credit unions, well, my own private joke, as I call it, the artist formerly known as CUNA, Credit Union National Association, which after the merger is now America Credit Unions, and so on. The purchasing co-ops do not have a national association of purchasing co-ops, so we are helping to support that through the Purchasing Co-op Council here at NCBA CLUSA. Then we have the P6 Ambassadors Council. This started through a P6 working group that was part of a project NCBA CLUSA had going from 2001 to 2021 to 2023. And this council emanated out of that. And so its focus now is to look for ways to identify P6 activities that are happening, so those models, and sharing that to see if these are P6 cooperation among cooperative models that can be used in different regions or sectors as we're finding them. So very, very fun, very engaged group. So that really quickly is an overview of all of the councils that are there, because again, we are introducing a lot of these councils. If you have been operating since 2022, 2023, others we are launching this summer in 2024. So that is our NCBA CLUSA volunteer landscape. So all these councils are created by me and the membership team, just looking at a lot of feedback we're from the membership survey and on down, and that's how we were able to identify these areas to start from. It also can grow, and they also can evolve and merge as needs go. So very much looking to your feedback as you experience this, and also for where it can go, in these areas. So the roles and responsibility of volunteer council, I would say most councils, we only expect to have meetings 4 times a year. It's 4 to 6 to capture everyone. There are some that meet very, very regularly. Others, it's more realistic to have 4 meetings a year, once a quarter. So the meetings will be set. Initially, they will be set by the first one, if this will be your first meeting, be set by staff and co-chairs. In the future, the co-chairs will set the schedule for your volunteer council. We do expect to attend 75% of the meetings if you can. If you have a schedule conflict or able to attend, please notify staff of the scheduling conflict. In terms of how much time do you think you'll be volunteering? We say about 10 hours a year in terms of time dedicated. So we are not looking to add a part-time job. We are definitely looking for digestible opportunities, and that is to enhance not only your experience and your networking, but also how you're able to engage and grow professionally. As a member of Volunteer Council, you are part of our governance structure. So you are a partner managing key governance items, meetings, conversations, agendas. We have some of you, our members, Co-op Circle. In Co-op Circle, there is an area for our volunteer councils, and that's where we are expecting you to, that's where definitely all your meeting minutes will be held, your agendas, your council charters, all those key governance documents. So we do have one place. As volunteer councils grow and other people are added, there's one single source place. Also a great place to have any communications or conversations, because it's held in that area, not necessarily needing to find it in email. We would love for you to maintain regular engagement in Co-op Circle, again, because it's a nice community, and we want to be able to keep and maintain that vibrance, and also to expand it, some communications out to those who are not part of volunteer councils. And then as best you can, remember, it's very digestible volunteer service, about 10 hours a year. to contribute the best of your ability as an individual council member. So that is our roles and responsibilities for the volunteer council. So we do have co-chairs, and this is just a quick highlight for those co-chairs, that you'll set the meetings, that working with staff, we will support you maintain the government's documents in the co-op circle, and that's why those communities are created. They will have management status in co-op circle, so there's a bit more they'll be able to do. Working with staff to set the goals and priorities. And then we also, we'll definitely make sure the co-chair is connected. All the councils have a board liaison from the NCBA CLUSA board. Their job is to listen. Their job is not to moderate council. That's why we have co-chairs. But we definitely implored upon the board of directors that this is a wonderful opportunity to further connect with what is happening with the councils. The councils have a mix of both NCBA CLUSA members and stakeholders in that, what's important to them, what they're working on, what's resonating as they're doing the work of the council, and what are recommendations that they're having. So we want to make sure that all levels, NCBA CLUSA leadership, which includes our board, who are also volunteer leaders just like you, to be aware of what is happening and be able to bring that knowledge and feedback to the board meetings. Okay. So each volunteer council schedule will have your first meeting will act for those who will be meeting for the first time, like a brief will be like an orientation, and then also, like we said, the goal is to have 4 meetings a year. The goal is to have, for this group that is starting in the summer, to have your first council meeting by the end of August, because a lot of people are using their PTO and they are traveling. So it will take some time to get the first one scheduled in the summer. We didn't want to delay starting to Q4 because Q4 is the busiest time of the year. However, we didn't want to launch it. We didn't want to start, and we are giving ourselves to the end of August to have our very first council meeting, to at least have our first council meeting with this group. So that is the next set of expectations. Okay, so we talked a lot about Circle. So just quick show of hands or virtual hands for anyone who has been on Circle ever. Okay, great group. Some of these names I do recognize. That's awesome. So by tomorrow afternoon, you will receive an email that will have 2 things on it. One of it will be an invite to Circle. If you're already on Circle, it will also get you access to the council group that has been created for your respective volunteer council. It will automatically link you to that. If it's your first time in Circle, you will create a login and then say hello and get connected. And there is a guide on how to do that within Circle. It's said we picked Circle, 1, because it's affordability. 2, it's built as a similar platform to Facebook. So if you've ever seen or been off Facebook, it's similar maneuverability. So it's very accessible. It's not very hard to understand or operate within. Your link will have you directly go into your volunteer council. You'll be in that group, so you will see volunteer council. However, you'll only have access to the volunteer council that you're in. So we do want to make sure that you are prioritizing the work of your respective council. If you end up joining more than one council, then you will see their documents. So what to do before your first council meeting? Set up your co-op Circle account if you haven't already. You will receive a link by tomorrow afternoon to join the council community. Connect with your volunteer council peers within the group. There's already exercise in each council for you to do, just a way to introduce yourself to the council members. In that same email that has your invitation link to your co-op Circle council group, there also is a volunteer agreement on the through a job form. When you complete it, you will also receive an email with that PDF of that document. I keep copies of documents that I sign, so we are doing the same for you. And as always in the interim, you can contact any of us here in membership if you have any questions. And so that is our set of expectations for you to complete by your first volunteer council meeting, which will be by the end of August. And just a couple of important events coming up since we have this audience. We have our Impact Conference, it's October 2nd through 3rd this year in a new location, the Convene DC Hamilton Center in Washington, DC. For those who have attended the conference before at the National Press Club, it's like across the street from where it used to be, but a much different experience, and we're very excited for that. Believe registration for the Impact Conference should be opening this week. And then we're having a Co-op Circle happy hour. Its next event is July 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern. It will be another gamified event, which there may be prizes, Peter. So we will see how that goes. Also, as you are getting invitations to Co-op Circle, if you're not on it already, we have opened it up. You're welcome. And as you see, are already in there, you're welcome to add events that are happening in the co-op community. We have people who are in Co-op Circle who are in several countries. So, but even if it's in person only, please post your event in Co-op Circle. We encourage you to. That's a lot how we found out what's happening. If there are webinars or online events that are happening, you're welcome to advertise them in Co-op Circle. We just want to create an inclusive place where we find out different ways to connect with each other. They don't always necessarily have to be official NCBA CLUSA events. So we do encourage you to also post your events here in Co-op Circle. And I believe that in terms of the presentation, that is all the information that we had. We didn't want to overwhelm you. We didn't want to have waterfalls and waterfalls of information, but we did want to make sure that we did set the level set. And this is the first time NCBA CLUSA is having volunteer councils on this level. So at that point, I will pause here and see if we have any questions or comments or thoughts from our attendees today. Thank you so much for attending. It's just really cool to have this and just see the interest and have you all attend today. It's like it's an amazing time for me for sure.
Agreed. I want to say thank you. Sorry.
Oh no, Jill,
say
please go
thank
ahead.
you. Yeah, thank you. And it's really exciting to be a part of a first event. And thank you for the invitation. This is great. It's going to be a ton of fun. So looking forward to next steps.
Oh, thank you so much, Jill. That's so cute. Thank you for your background. I see your little guy back there on the couch. So adorable.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry for the dog distraction.
Oh no, see, I love it. I love to see all of our family members. I love to see our pets. I love to see the babies or the little kids, or even like our adult family members that might be walking around in the background. I think that's fun. It's part of our lives, right? Anyone else? Any thoughts, comments, questions?
We did have a comment in the chat.
Okay.
From Rich Morris. He mentioned, I did not see where I can get a list of all the participants in this group. If that is available, that would be great. Being in contact with others in the group between meetings would be great.
Rich, great question. You will, in advance of your first council meeting, receive a list of the council members in each group.
It also sounds like in your circle program that you're going to have the availability for us to be in contact as well. So that
absolutely.
My question was premature before you had mentioned that.
Yes, that they will definitely be in circle, but also will be your council volunteer list. Great question.
And we have a hand raised from Bernard.
Okay.
Bernard, excuse me.
Okay, thank you so much, team. I'm so happy to join you today for this great orientation. I'm joining in from Kenya. Actually, it is about 9:45 p.m. in Kenya.
My goodness. Well, thank you for joining us
Yes, but
later in
I'm
the
still
evening.
up to be here. And I'm so much passionate about cooperative, and I believe together we shall make a great team and work together. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you so much. And thank you for volunteering. Like I said, you see in Co-op Circle Happy Hour, and we're very happy to see it in our volunteer councils, just such great representation across our cooperative, our global cooperative community. All right, one more time. Any other questions or thoughts? I'm happy to end it early. Okay, well, thank you all so much for your time. Thank you for signing up to volunteer, and thank you for attending today's meeting. Those of you who are watching virtually, thank you for doing that also. We are here at NCBA CLUSA, so there's always membership at ncba.coop to reach out to us to get any additional information, and then you will be hearing from us a little more than you used to. Though I don't know how often you see my name these days. Definitely reach out. We look forward to your first meetings and just to have this wonderful, amazing initial group serving as our volunteer council leaders. So thank you all for making history, and thank you all for joining us this Monday. And to all of our dads in the States, yesterday is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day. And thank you for all your work there. So have a good one. We are ending today's meeting, but everyone take care, and I look forward to seeing you in your volunteer council meetings.
Thank you, Tamala.